Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Science Quickly. In today's video, we are going to learn how to find the slope of a line. So we'll learn how to find the slope of a line. Let's assume we have a graph like this. Now this is our x-axis and this is our y-axis. On the x-axis we have the time, and on the y-axis we have our displacement. So this is the time frame in seconds, which is 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 seconds. And this is the displacement in meters, which is 100 meters, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600 meters. Now, if you want to find the slope of a line, what we need to do is we need to pick 2 points on the graph. Let's say this is point 1. Oh, let me change the color. This is point 1. And we'll take this one more point 2 over here. We'll name this as P1 and we'll name this as P2. So we have 2 points P1 and P2 on the graph. Now, if you produce P1 downwards on the x-axis, that gives us the value. This is our x1. Since it is on the x-axis, we're going to call it as x1. If you take point P2 and draw it down all the way up to our x-axis, this gives us the value of x2. Similarly, if you take P1 and draw it towards our y-axis, this will be the value of y1. Similarly, from P2, if you extend the line all the way up to your y-axis, this will be the value of y2. The formula for slope is slope equals to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So let's try to find the slope of this line y2, which is 500, minus y1, which is 100, divided by x2, which is 50, minus x1, which is 10. So slope equals to 400 divided by 40. 4 ones are and 4 tens are. So slope of this line equals to 10. This is how you can find the slope of a line. Now in this case, you can see that the slope of the line is positive. We'll see a second case in the next part of the video where we'll find the slope of the line, which will be a negative number. Just like our previous example, let's say we have a displacement time graph where, again, like we did earlier, time is taken on the x-axis and displacement is taken on the y-axis. Now the graph is a little bit opposite than the previous one. If you want to find what is the slope of the line, what we are going to do is we are going to take 2 points on the graph, and from there we'll figure out what is our x1, y1, x2 and y2. So let's take this as our point P1 on the graph, and let's take this as the point P2 on our graph. Now make sure whenever we select P1 and P2, we have to make sure that the distance between the graph y-axis and P1 is always the shortest distance. Now if you see, this is the shortest distance, and if you think about it, P2, this is the longest distance. So the point which is closest to the y-axis will be considered as our point P1. Now as you can see, I have already produced point P1 on the y-axis, so this point will become our y1. This point P2, which I have produced it on the y-axis, will become our y2. Similarly, if I produce the point P1 downwards on the x-axis, this will become my x1. And if I produce P2 downwards, this will become my x2. So now I have all my 4 points, x1, y1, x2, y2. Now the formula for slope equals to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So let's put the value. Y2 is equal to 100 minus 400, y1 is equal to 400 divided by x2, which is 40, minus x1, which is 10. So our answer will be minus 300 divided by 30, which is equal to minus 10. So in this case, you see the slope of the line is a negative number. So the slope of a line can be positive and it can be negative. That's all for today. Keep watching and keep learning physics.